This is a very basic sort of strategic way of looking at the brand positioning. You create the consumer profile, create what kind of benefits, functional benefits, expressive benefits that you want to position with, and then you see what kind of motivations that these customers have, and how much of those customers with that motivation can be actually turned in or converted to actual customers. And then you write a winning positioning statement, right? So a winning positioning statement, a brand positioning statement, would have these criteria, these basic elements, like to the target: healthy, proactive preventers who want to do more for their health, working moms 35 to 40 years old. That's the target. The definition or the product is the healthy cookie option. That is the benefit is guilt-free cookie to help you stay in control of your health. Because Grace, in a blind taste test, matched the leaders on taste, so it still has the taste, but has only 100 calories and 3 grams of net carbs. In a 12-week study, consumers using Grace once a night as a dessert were able to lose 5 to 10 pounds, right? So clearly what's happening is that, you're targeting a group of people who are very health conscious, who are very, they don't want to intake carbs and sugars, but they crave for some kind of, sweet in their meals, and for them, you're giving, and you're positioning your product for them. And this is how they do it. You're showing the benefit, and you give the supporting points. And when you come up with a positioning statement like this, then it's a matter of how you communicate that. You can create an advertisement, either a print advertisement or a audiovisual advertisement or a social media advertisement or campaign or whatever, right? A PR, writing an article. That creativity is limitless, how you do that, right? All right. A little bit about loyalty. I mean, the best thing that you can create in terms of branding is to create brand loyalty. It's a funny thing. I mean, you can never know that if a customer is really loyal to a particular brand or not. But there are different types of loyalties. You have this emotional loyalty. This is true form of loyalty, and is driven by personal identification with real or perceived values and benefits. I mean, this is probably the strongest type of loyalty that you can get, that the person is emotionally attached to something. They are emotionally attached to Apple as a brand. They're emotionally attached to Steve Jobs for some reason. So they are emotionally attached to his company's product. They're emotionally attached to Mercedes-Benz. So if there's some kind of emotion, I mean, it's the car that their father drew, and father was a adamant and ardent fan of that, and you grew up with that, and so it has an emotional value. So you have a very strong emotional value to such brands, and that's probably the strongest loyalty. I mean, they would not pick anything else, because that's going to hurt them emotionally. There's also price loyalty. This type of loyalty is driven by rational economic behavior, and the main motivations are cautious management of money and financial necessity. So people are conscious of the price. So as a result of that, they will be loyal, think to your brand, thinking that it is a reasonably priced, fair price product. Incentivized loyalty, these refers to sort of promiscuous buyers. They don't have actual loyalty. They don't have any favorite brand as such. they will go for the highest incentive, whoever offers the highest incentive. Monopoly loyalty is when there is actually no loyalty, there's a monopoly in the market, there's only one provider of the product or the service, so the customer don't have a choice there. This is a slide on the different types of loyalty schemes that people offer. We don't have to read all of it. I thought that it'll be interesting for you to sort of learn a bit more about loyalty programs and even talk about some of that in your assignment. And we spoke about some loyalty programs in terms of getting data and how to use that data. I mean, what is a marketing lesson if we don't talk about Apple as a brand? Are there any hardcore Apple fans here?
I'm geared towards Apple. I'm invested in the Apple ecosystem.
There you go. Right, there's bound to be somebody. And it's amazing, isn't it? How I mean, keeping aside its sort of tactics, it's very interesting and amazing to see how Apple as a brand has been positioned. It's synonymous with Steve Jobs, the story, the innovation, the creativity, the aesthetics, the culture. So many things come into play with this brand. So the point here is that brand is something beyond the product, right? It's something beyond the company. It's something beyond the name and anything that you can touch and feel. Something beyond that, and creating that something beyond is very, very difficult, right? Sometimes it happens by chance. I think in a lot of cases it happens by chance and by situations, the times, the timings, and the person, the charisma, so many things. Can you create a brand like that, like Apple, for example, like systematically? Maybe you can, but you have to be very, very clever, very smart, and very well planned, and you need to have a lot of resources. You need to be in control of the whole process to do that. And you need time to build such a brand. And not only building the brand, the product needs to live up to that brand as well. So it's a combination of so many factors which leads to a successful brand at the end of the day. But it's a changing world. I mean, look at how Samsung has captured the market. It has still captured a large market. Maybe Samsung doesn't have the same kind of emotional brand as how Apple has done. I mean, there's no personality with Samsung globally. Right? There's no Steve Jobs with Apple. So, but still, Samsung has been able to capture the market very rapidly. So it's interesting. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that I want you to think about brand as something. It's not linear. You can't sort of pinpoint and say this is exactly how you can build a brand like Apple.